What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that subscribes to my channel, that keeps up with my journey. I know I've made much more videos since a lot of people have been commenting and talking about their experience. I get the ideas of the comments and the comment section. So I hope that that everybody that comes into my channel, they can relate with other people that are going through the same struggles that we are going through. I had a woman a couple videos ago, I think, she commented that she had never met someone that's going through the same thing she's going through, and that it gave her some sort of hope. And to me, that's the reason I even made this channel in the first place. So that's a huge blessing. It's a huge blessing building a small community that I am building right now. So that's that, and thank you so much for the support and the love, right? So today's video, I wanted to make it on basically the things that I do daily for my GERD issues and for my health issue in general, right? So not just for my physical, but also for my mental issues, right? So let's get that started. So in today's video, I wanted just to talk to you about the things that I do on a regular basis, things that I do on the regular just to help me cope and help me deal with my health issues, right? Because my battle with GERD and then my battle post-surgery is very tough and it's very big. I deal with it 24/7, and that's a struggle sometimes mentally. It can get very, very frustrating. You can get down on yourself a lot of days, but the one thing I know how to do is keep fighting, right? Even when it's the lowest of lows, I keep fighting. So just to I won't waste any more time, and let's get started. So one of the first things that I do as soon as I wake up, it's I drink celery juice. I know in the past I used to drink celery juice, but I've been talking to a lot of people and a lot of different people that told me that celery juice is just great for any type of health issues that you have, right? I had a friend told me that she drank actually celery juice for about like 6 months straight, in the morning prior to eating anything. That's the first thing she made, and she made it on a juicer, which is even more natural, and you get all the benefits and all the vitamins from the celery juice. So I am currently trying to jump back into that. I've had now for about a week or two. I've been trying to do and trying to make celery juice every day prior to eating anything. Before I used to do it, but it was 3 to 4 times a week, and also it was like midday, right? So from what they told me though, the better way to do it, the best benefits you can get is from making them early in the morning. So I will keep you guys updated in a couple months how that goes, and just making plain celery juice and drinking it prior to eating any breakfast, or just to get your day started, right? So that's one thing. The second thing that I do that I think it's very important, and also I've just had a couple months experience with it, but I meditate, right? I'm starting getting more and more deeply into meditation. I've been doing it for a couple months now, but just taking the time for yourself, at least 5 to 10 minutes per day, it's very, very tough. And if you do it consistently, it becomes even tougher, because sometimes you can't find those 5 to 10, 15 minutes a day just to meditate and relax. Everybody can have the different opinions on meditation, but I think when you take it seriously, I think it can have a lot of health benefits. I know I do it on a daily. I try to do at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. I have a friend on Instagram actually that has a meditation session around 9 a.m. every morning, and I decided to join her meditation sessions, and they last about 10 to 15 minutes. So I take that time for myself, and I join her a little session, and it's pretty good. There's also people joining, and it's like her little small community that she has. But having friends like that practice meditation and that concentrate on mental health, because at least for me, for myself, I know in the past I really thought mental issues or mental health was like not a big deal. You know, I underplayed it so much that what I used to say was just, you know, if you're suffering from, you know, mental health and like, you know, you're going through anxiety and depression, just sleep it off, and, you know, the next day you should be better and you should be all right. But until, you know, these health issues really hit me, I didn't understand how bad, you know, my health would get, especially my mental health. So, you know, as many of you guys know, I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from depression, and I've been tested for it clinically, but I knew prior to that, you know, that I've been, you know, going through anxiety and stuff. And anxiety is probably the biggest one, because I think so much trauma has been taken to my body physically that, you know, my mental health was bound to just, you know, just deteriorate over time, right? So hopefully one of these days I can have her on my channel. And if, you know, you guys don't meditate, you know, maybe you can use that. And, you know, I want to do it with her so you guys can have an idea. You know, maybe she can meditate on my channel for, like, you know, on a video for a couple minutes, and she can talk about the importance of mental health, because she's really into all that. You know, she's just a beautiful soul, beautiful human being, and she does it for the right reasons, right? You know, she's not doing it to get clout. She's not doing it for any other reason. She's doing it because she's trying to help people, and trying to get that awareness of how important mental health is. So her name is Jennifer, and hopefully I can have her in one of my videos very soon. That would be awesome. That would be great. I know it can help a lot of you guys. So another thing that I do on the daily is I stretch literally every night before I go to sleep. Now, I try to do it in the mornings, but it's hard to find the energy sometimes, and I do slack, right? But at night, I try to stretch, and the type of stretches that I do, they're not just your regular arm stretches and leg stretches and all of that. I actually trying to find a purpose for that stretch. So I went to different doctors in the past, different physical therapists, to help me stretch my diaphragm area, to help me stretch my stomach. I do stomach pull downs at night as well. You know, I also do for my back, to hopefully, you know, I can get like a better posture, because better posture helps you with your digestive system and your digestive issues as well. So I try to do it every night prior to going to sleep. I'm actually thinking about making a video on like my stretches that I do every night. Hopefully it can help some of you guys get some relief as well. But if anything, you can go online and go to YouTube, right, and Google and find stretches for whatever you're suffering from. And there's always something that people post to for that specific reason, for that specific type of problem. And that's how I've you know, I found a lot of my stretches, and they help me every night. It's something that now it's like, man, you know, I really can't live without, because it helps me so much, especially prior to going to sleep, right? Prior to the day ending. So it's very helpful, and it's something that I do consistently. Now, the fourth thing that I do throughout the day is I try to walk as much as possible. As you guys know, I can't really, you know, exercise, like, you know, run or jog or lift a lot of weights, because I have a lot of diaphragmatic issues, you know, post surgeries from you know, knee and fundoplications and links procedures. I can't really exercise like that. So I try to walk as much as I can. I try to get in at least 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day, just improving a little bit. And of course, I don't push myself to the point where like I feel bad and I feel sick afterwards, because that's not healthy at all. But I do try to push my body a little by little, you know, every week, trying to have a certain goal that I do every day. And it just helps me clear my mind. You know, just walking, it helps me, you know, listening to worship music or any type of music that gets you going. I think mentally, you know, it has a lot of benefits. I feel a little bit more tired prior to, you know, the day ending, which helps me sleep a little bit better, right? So just walking in general. But if you can exercise and do a lot more, you know, prior to me getting sick, man, I was so active. Like I was, you know, I just to give you an idea, I used to be in ROTC classes and military classes in college. So I was passing the examinations, the tests, the physical tests in the Army basically almost a perfect score, right? So I used to be the guide on in ROTC, and so that just tells you that I was, very physically active. I had a lot of strength prior to, getting sick. So walking now, it's like sometimes I think about it and I was like, I can't believe how much I used to do, how much I used to put my body through. And now that, with all these health issues, it's like, man, walking is a hassle, right? So, but I try not to forget about exercising as much as I can. And until things, get better, then I'm gonna push a little bit and then push a little bit and then push a little bit. So hopefully one day I can get back to running back again, because I do miss it. I miss sweating a lot. Hopefully that happens. Now, the last thing that I do, just to finish my day at night, I drink something called Slippery Elm. Now, if you've heard of Slippery Elm, then God bless you, because, especially for GERD issues and stomach issues, they help you a lot, right? Some people, find less benefit from it. For me, it's almost like a comfort blanket that I drink. If you haven't heard of Slippery Elm, you should look into it. Just do your research on it, and I think it can have a lot of benefits, especially from people that actually suffer just from acid reflux itself. I feel like when you're feeling like that burn come into your esophagus, when I feel like you're feeling discomfort in your stomach, or in your digestive tract in general, you can take it. And I usually like to take it at night, because I regurgitate my food on the daily and then constantly. So prior to going to sleep, I take that Slippery Elm, and the way I make it, and the way I saw that it was the best to make it was to just put hot water, and mix it with a little bit of honey, and it tastes pretty decent. It tastes almost like maple syrup. But the reason it's so good is because it's like a gelatin-like mix. So when you drink it, it soothes your stomach and it soothes your esophagus. And for me, especially when I regurgitate, I'm regurgitating that Slippery Elm and not the food content. So it's safe for my esophagus. It's very safe for my stomach. And just to give you a fun fact, I've been taking Slippery Elm for at least about a year now, basically on the regular basis, and it hasn't done me wrong. Everything is okay. And I went to the specialist, I believe, to get an endoscopy done a couple months ago, and when he went down to my esophagus, he saw that my esophagus was perfect, right? There was no damage to the lining of the esophagus by the acid or by the food that I constantly regurgitate. Keep in mind that I'm regurgitating all this food daily, so my esophagus is never resting, right, from that issue. But just taking the step of just drinking Slippery Elm, it shows that it's helping in some sort of way, because my esophagus is not getting damaged by the acid nor the food content that's coming up into my esophagus. So to me, that's very important. I know that it's keeping my esophagus somewhat safe, and I really am appreciative of Slippery Elm. The texture is really good. So whenever I'm feeling wrong, I'm feeling discomfort, I like to take it prior to going to sleep. And if I were you, I would look into it. If you're suffering from a lot of GERD issues or stomach issues, it has a lot of benefits in itself, right? I'm also thinking about making a video of how I just make Slippery Elm, how to make it, maybe teach you guys how to make it, how I like it, how I make it. It's very, very simple, but I feel like you guys can learn something from it. So with that being said, those are just 5 little things that I do throughout the day that just help me cope with a lot of my GERD issues, a lot of my mental issues that I'm suffering from, because it's a struggle, man. I get you guys. I get where you guys are coming from when you tell me, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what else to do. But over time, I've learned so much and I've done so much. So what I just want to do is just try to help you guys and just trying to put this information that it took me a long time to find sometimes, right? Or a long time to just come across with it, just to let you know how important it is, right? So hopefully you guys can benefit. Try it out. I gave a couple tips, a couple videos ago on the things that I do on how I eat my food as well. and I had someone, told me that, hey, it worked, I feel much better. So hopefully this can happen again with this video. And if it does, if you try it out, then come back and reply, come back and comment on the video or in future videos, so other people can see that comment, and hopefully, if it didn't work, then also that's awesome, comment as well. I would love to hear from your experience, from what you're going through, what you're suffering, because we're just all here, just trying to get better, trying to get healthy, and trying to get back to our lifestyle. So thank you guys for the love, for the support. Love you guys. See you on the next video. The next video, I'm gonna make it on my 1-year Lynx anniversary procedure. So I'm excited to make it. It's, I believe, the 12th of July, so 17th or 12th, but I'm gonna make it my next video. So thank you guys. I appreciate the love. See you soon.